Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Manakana Waha, Bar Shala, Walakim La, Dam, Kal, Shabawai, Baharachab, Wakak Shaw, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shab, Ma'amad, which is truly hey with the Hebrew Israelites, coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shab, to preach to you so called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, Israelite foreigners. Nacham, Matam, Kayah, Malakal, Hashemayim, Korah, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Halayim La, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shab, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash, Wamashana. Kabadim Zukaim Nawa, Wa Malaakim, Shaw Yashal Zukaim, Racha Wa, Wa Chasa, Wa Shalawam, Wa Barakim, Laha Bakharim, Shaw Ha, Gawaya Shashalawam, Maris, all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means he exists, Bahasham, in the name of Yahweh Shai delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. This is an article on usafacts.org. It says, military recruitment is down. Why don't young Americans want to join? And one reason is because the folly that's upheld in America, Babylon the Great, you see, and also people are pretty much waking up to, this devil's schemes and stuff like that, how he uses the military for his own enterprise. It says a diminishing pool of Americans are eligible to join the Army, Navy, or Air Force, and even a smaller pool want to. So not a lot of people want to join the military. All right, let's get a quick precept. This is Yeshaya, Isaiah chapter 19, and we'll get verse 3. It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fill in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. It says the spirit, going into the spirit of Egypt. Let's get that. It says Racha, all right, the mind, all right, and what came with the mind of Egypt, all right. The American dream, joining the military, get you a house, get you a dog, retire, you know what I'm saying? And not a lot of people are on that same type of mindset, everyone is getting it how they live. People are doing gig work, nobody wants to, join the forces, all right? And because they're seeing that, pretty much this devil is being exposed and they don't want anything to do with this devil, I'm going to keep going. It says, while the Marine Corps and Space Force independent branches organized under the Navy and Air Force, respectively, anticipate meeting their 2023 recruitment goals, the military expects to fall short of its goals. For the Army, Navy, and Air Force, the Army expects to recruit 55,000 new soldiers in 2023, 10,000 short of its goal. The Air Force also expects a 10,000 person shortfall, and the Navy expects to be 6,000 shy of its goal. Now, going back 2014, 2015, people was going in by the droves, but people are, going to how this devil's being exposed, how everything is hitting this place. People no longer want to do anything with the military, you see, because at first people was ready, they was handing out them bonuses. Jake wanted that Charger, that Challenger, the SRT, the Hellcat, so the military be like, oh, we'll give you a $10,000 sign-on bonus, and then Jake was like, hey, they was gone, but nobody wants anything to do with the military, because the things I stated, and then also things are super expensive, so they're seeing that no matter what type of job you have, pretty much it's not really going to be beneficial because this place is through, Babylon is through, there's no hope in this place, there's no future in this place, all right. So continuing on, it says to the percentage of the active duty military members though the percentage of active duty military members has fluctuated since 2001, it has declined by 39% since 1987, its most recent high. A lot of people actually join, the Guard, the reserves, and stuff like that. It says who is eligible to join the military. The Department of Defense developed a method for estimating the number of young adults who would be eligible to join the military in 2020. Its qualified military available study estimated that 23% of Americans aged 17 to 24 were eligible for military service. This group represents 90% of military's applicants. That was a decrease from 2016 when the department estimated 29% were eligible. Now, a lot of people is fat. They got mental health issues, and things like that. So they're not even meeting the goals, so they got to lower their standards. It says, in addition to age and citizenship requirements, some non-U.S. citizens can join the military. Applicants must meet a set of criteria regarding their health, education, and criminal background. It says, to enlist, applicants must have a high school or general equivalency diploma, GED. To join at the officer level, they must have a degree from a 4-year college regarding health. Applicants must pass a medical exam, physical fitness test, where they probably ain't even going to pass that. It says the Centers for CDC and Prevention has highlighted physical barriers such as obesity as a main factor for ineligibility. You see, it's too many fat people. It says the agency notes that just over 1 in 3 young adults is too heavy to serve in the U.S. military. Either they too fat or they too doped out on drugs. It says, in terms of criminal background, applicants cannot have what the military deems a significant criminal record. Each branch of the military can, however, grant moral waivers to those with records in some cases. For example, for isolated misdemeanor offenses in some categories of felonies, but 23% of young people may be eligible to join the military, and even smaller percentage have the desire to do so. It says, what's keeping young Americans from joining the military? All right. It says, in 2022 spring, the DOD Office of People Analytics polled people ages 16 to 24 about their likelihood to join the military and why not. When asked in the next few years, how likely is it you'll be joining the military, 2% replied definitely, 8% replied probably, 30% replied probably not, and 59% definitely not, amounting to 89% of young people who are unlikely to consider the military as a career path. You see, so they're going to have to enact the draft. It says one of the biggest challenges we have is just the propensity to serve. It says, which I believe that's going into the capacity to serve, the willingness to serve. It said Stephanie Miller, the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Military Personnel at the Association of the United States Army annual meeting in 2022 on the same topic. New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand said, we know that America's youth has a historically low level of interest in military service and enjoy a highly favorable job market, which makes it even more difficult to recruit and retain highly skilled personnel. They can't retain either, because people are too fat to be retained. And also, people aren't being retained because they want to get out, It says, at the Senate Armed Services hearing on the recruiting and retention efforts in the Department of Defense in September 2022, pay, future educational opportunities, and travel are the top reasons people say they will join the military, according to the OPA. Now, pay, everybody got the same pay nowadays. All right, it says future educational opportunities. That degree ain't worth shit, Going back to the precept that we brought out, Yeshaya, Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. So the spirit of Egypt is failing. All right, that American dream, get you a wife, get you a dog, get you a car, grill out, go to school, stuff like that. The American dream, that's failing. All right, everybody is pretty much in their own type of lifestyle. All right. Because them degrees is not going to amount to anything. So nobody's going to care about these future educational opportunities. It says in travel, it says, are the top 3 reasons people say they will join the military, according to OPA. So they're going to have to enact the draft, Let's get a precept. This is Jeremiah, also Jeremiah chapter 50, and we get verse 37. All right, it reads, it says, a sword is upon their houses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. All right. Now it says, become as women. All right, and how is the woman? The woman is the weaker vessel. This is 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. Let's get that word for weaker. It says infirm, feeble, weak. It says literally, figuratively, more feeble, impotent, sick, without strength, strengthless. All right. So morally, figuratively, and literally, the woman is weaker. So that's how Babylon is becoming. All right. Whereas they were the hammer of the earth. They were, let me get that. All right, this is Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 23. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? All right. It says, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou also art taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. You see, because the Lord calls this place Maratayim, which is double rebellion. All right, so truthfully, those in charge of Babylon the Great, all right, and those that follow this specific type lifestyle, they're in a snare. It says, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. You know how the scriptures say, pretty much in Obadiah, that Esau will be caught unawares, and then also in Thessalonians it talks about though they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them, and they shall not escape. And then also it's another scripture that goes into pretty much the Lord will come as a thief in the night. So people are gonna be caught unaware. That's why it says, and thou wast not aware. 2/3 gonna be caught with their pants down, so to speak. All right, and Esau Edom is as well. When he's filling his belly, the Lord is gonna cast the fury of his reign upon him. Roughly paraphrasing, it says, because thou hast striven against the Lord. You see, so 2/3 gonna be rewarded, and these heathen. All right, and Esau Edom chiefly. It says, the Lord hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. You see, so Babylon, America, is going to be destroyed with nukes. But I want to get verse 23. It says, how is the hammer? All right, and what do you do with the hammer? Pretty much, you pound, you beat with it, because America has perpetrated and been the hammer, the devastator of the whole earth, as it says right here, the hammer, the devastator. All right, and that is Patayash. Patayash, all right, which means hammer. All right. So just going into that, going back to verse 37, because they were known to be the devastator, but the devastator is becoming as woman. You see, because the Lord is removing that spirit, that American pride. You see, nobody wants to no longer join their forces there. This place is becoming as women, both literally, figuratively, morally, and, in reality. They can no longer, that place as the hammer of the earth is being taken away from them, you see. So they're going to have to enact that draft, you see. But just want to go into that, they've been talking about this recruiting and retention crisis for a minute, So Adawan Tazaz, Abanayapa. Lord's will, there was a beautiful edification through the spirit. Wadawan Tazah, Adam Yashu Wan Tawab. Lord's will, you have a good day. Shalom, shalom.